Hey y'all, welcome back. This is going to be a continuation of our rhythm tree lesson here. So we talked about how the whole note is 4 beats long, half notes are 2 beats each, quarter notes are 1 beat each, eighth notes, 2 of them are in this quarter note, and they take they take 8 notes to make a whole. And then we talk about the 16th note, which I don't usually talk about in my music room, but these are really small and really fast, and there are 16 of them to make a whole. If you want to get a new piece of paper, you can, or flip to the side, on the other side, you can. I'm going to make a new page here. What we're going to do today is make a rhythm and then add up these fractions and see if they come out to a whole. See if they add up to a whole, and that might sound confusing now, but it might make sense as we're talking about it. So again, I'm going to write rhythm. Today we're going to make rhythms. We're just going to say these are rhythms. We're going to make some rhythms. We're going to make 4-beat rhythms. And off to the side, just to help us out, if we need to look at it, here is a whole note. Which are 4 beats out of 4. Then I think we had red. Yeah, let's switch to red here. These are our half notes, which were 2 beats each. 2 out of 4. And then I think the next color was blue. Then we had it filled in. Ugh, my quarter notes are just trash. And that quarter notes. I'm going to hit lowercase q. That's a lowercase q quarter. That's supposed to be an A. Quarter. These are 1 beat each out of 4. And we had eighth notes. Let's make 2 of these. We should one day talk about 1, but not today. We're going to keep it familiar here today. These are 8th. And one of these is 1/8. And you know what? Oh man, that's supposed to be an 8. Okay. And then we had another 8, so really we can say this is 1/8 plus 1/8. And the 8s are just ugly. And at the bottom here, we're going to have 4/16. 4/16. These were 1/16 plus 1/16 plus 1/16. I'm just going to write 4/16. 4/16. Okay. Let's go back and let's finalize this. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself actually. I'm going to come back to that. Well, you know what? I'm going to talk about it now. So when you're adding fractions, if the denominator is the same, the denominator and the denominator denom is it I? I think it's I. Yeah. Denominator, that's the bottom number, and the denominator is the same as the bottom number, or the same when you're adding. You keep those the same. And then you can add the numerator, which is the top number. Numerator. I'm sorry if I spelled denominator wrong. I really shouldn't even be teaching this because I'm not a math teacher. But we do have excellent math teachers at our school, and I'm sorry if I'm stepping on your toes doing this, but it's necessary for what I'm about to do. So we have the numerator, the top number, denominator, bottom number, and if they're the same, you can leave them the same. You can add those together. You add the numerator, which of course is 2. 2/8. So I'm just going to write that over here, 2/8. When they aren't the same, when the denominator is different, when you're adding two fractions and one is 2/8 and one is 1/4, we'll only have to change one of the fractions to where the denominator is the same. And that'll make sense later on. While we're here, why don't we go ahead and make another pizza here on this side. Up to the side there. I'm going to split this in half as well. This must be red. Split that in half. Let's go ahead and make our little pizza here. I'm going to stop on the quarters though. Well, no, I'll do 1/8. That's 1/2. Let's do a quarter here. So now let's split into quarters. 1/2. One of the quarters split up. We're going to shade a quarter of them. Oh gosh. Undo that. I'm going to shade a quarter of this. And I'm going to go back. So when I have a quarter shaded, how many 8ths are shaded? When I have a quarter shaded, how many 8ths are shaded? Well, you have one shaded here, that's 1/8 shaded, and you have another 1/8 shaded. So you have 2/8 inside a quarter, so that's why, if you remember, our quarter notes got split up into 2/8, that's why you have 2/8 in 1/4. So you can say that 1/4 is equal, 1/4, we'll change colors. You can say that 1/4 is equal to 2/8. Here we go. 2/8. My 8s are still a little messy. I'll get them. So 2/8 equals 1/4. Okay, so keeping that in mind, we're going to make a rhythm. Let's go ahead and make a rhythm. We're going to make a 4-beat rhythm. Hope I have room here. So I'm going to make 4 lines. Every line is a beat. I'm going to make a 4-beat rhythm. And this is such a teacher rhythm here I'm going to do. This is a music teacher rhythm. Every teacher does this rhythm. For some reason, it's the most common. I hear it all the time when teachers clap to get a class's attention. They do this one. Oops. Let's go back. They go back. They go back. Teachers do this rhythm right here. Say you're in a noisy classroom and teacher's trying to get your attention. They're going to clap this beat. And when I clap it, it sounds like this. Or when it says, or how it says, ta, 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 dee, ta. Okay, so let's add these real quick. These should equal a whole. So a whole note is 4 beats. And it should equal a whole. It should have 4 over 4, or it should equal 1 whole. So I'm going to write my fractions below. I have 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 plus 2/8. 1/8 plus 1/8 is 2/8. Right there. Plus 4. Okay. So we said earlier that when we add fractions together, you want the denominator, bottom number, to be the same so you can add them. And I'm going to add these two right here together first. I'm going to add 1/4 plus 1/4. Well, these bottom numbers are the same. These denominators are the same. So these are going to be 2, 4. Denominator stays the same. And I add the numerator, top number, and plus 1 is 2. 2, 4. Plus, well, let's see, what can we do? We can add this one together. Why don't we add this one over together? So 2, 4 plus 1, 4, I'm going to write this over here, equals 3, 4. Now we have this 2/8, so we have 3, 4 plus 2/8. Well, what are we going to do? We're going to change. We're going to change one of these fractions. Earlier, we said that 2/8 is equal to 1/4. Now with 2/8, 2/8 equals 1/4. So really, we can change this. We can change this. This is really all that is. It's just a 1/4. So I'm going to mark that out. So we can say 3, 4 plus 1, 4 equals, well, the denominator. Now that the denominators are the same, 4 on the bottom, and 3 plus 1 is 4. So there we did it. This rhythm that we created equals 4 beats. We had a 4-beat rhythm, and we added them together. 4 over 4. 4 over 4. We could have just put we could have just put 1 whole note here. That would have filled that whole thing up. But we had our nice little rhythm here. That's the end of our second video. Thank you again for following along, and well, thank you.